Welcome to a world where your eyes are playing tricks on you. If you look at a standard wall map, Greenland and Africa appear to be roughly the same size. But here is the jaw-dropping truth. Africa is actually 14 times larger than Greenland. This massive visual discrepancy is the result of the Mercator projection, which stretches land masses as they get further from the equator. Greenland covers about 836,330 square miles, while Africa spans a staggering 11.7 million square miles. We have been conditioned to see the world through a distorted lens for centuries. Why do we use such a flawed system? In 1569, Gerardus Mercator designed this map for one specific purpose: navigation. For sailors crossing the Atlantic, a map that preserved constant bearings was a lifesaver. However, to keep those straight lines for compass directions, Mercator had to sacrifice the accuracy of size and shape near the poles. He never intended for his navigational tool to become the world's primary educational map. Yet, over 450 years later, the 1569 Mercator projection remains the standard in classrooms and even on digital platforms like Google Maps. The distortion becomes even more absurd when you compare Greenland to South America. On your typical wall map, Greenland often looks larger than the entire South American continent. In reality, South America is nearly 8 times larger than Greenland. South America covers approximately 17.84 million square kilometers, while Greenland is a modest 2.16 million square kilometers. It is a classic case of Northern Hemisphere bias, where regions closer to the North Pole are visually inflated, while tropical regions are compressed. To truly grasp how huge Africa is, we need to look at what can fit inside it. Africa covers 30.37 million square kilometers. You could comfortably fit the United States, China, India, Japan, and most of Europe within Africa's borders and still have room to spare. The Mercator map does a massive disservice to the scale of the African continent, making it look comparable to small islands in the north. This isn't just a geography error, it shapes how we perceive the importance and resources of different global regions. Geographers have tried to fix this. Enter the Gall-Peters projection. This map is an equal area projection, meaning it represents every country according to its actual size on Earth. While it makes the continents look stretched vertically and somewhat unfamiliar, it provides a much more honest look at the world. On a Gall-Peters map, Africa looks like the massive giant it truly is, and Greenland finally looks like the island it is. It forces us to confront our subconscious biases about which parts of the world are bigger and therefore more important. Why can't we just make a perfect map? Because it is mathematically impossible to flatten a sphere without distorting something. Think of an orange peel. You can't lay it flat without it tearing or stretching. Cartographers have to choose what to preserve: shape, area, distance, or direction. Projections like the Robinson or the Wingle triple try to find a compromise, distorting a little bit of everything to make the world look right to our eyes, even if the math isn't perfect for navigation or area measurement. This isn't just about trivia, it's about power. For centuries, the Mercator projection has placed Europe at the center and top of the world, making it look much larger than it is. This great distortion can subconsciously influence geopolitics, trade perceptions, and even how we view developing nations in the global south. When Greenland, a territory of Denmark, appears larger than the entire continent of Africa, it reinforces a Eurocentric worldview. Accurate geography is the first step toward a more balanced global perspective. Next time you look at a map, remember that Greenland is tiny, Africa is enormous, and the world is much more balanced than it seems. Tools like the True Size website allow you to drag countries around and see how they shrink or grow based on the projection. Don't let 16th century naval charts dictate their 21st century worldview. Explore the true scale of our planet, and you'll realize that the world is a much bigger, more diverse place than the Mercator map would have you believe. Geography is the key to understanding our shared home.